And thus the chorus plays on my entrance, and everybody knows their doom approaches. Or not quite. Hey, good evening, everybody. We are very close to the end of Xenoblade Chronicles, but that does not mean that I can't have my little beginning section. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are we doing this evening? Hope everyone is doing well. I almost forgot that it was the start of the work week this morning, so that was fun. I ended up lying in my bed maybe a little bit longer than I should have. You know, I got to work on time, so it was fine. It was fine. There's no problems. And you know, that's the main thing that comes from this. Also, let me move that a little bit closer to me. There we go. That's better. Yo, Agent Cat, Wad, and Matt, good to see you all here. Hope everyone's doing okay. I am very excited this week for a few reasons. If you've seen the stream schedule, then you'll probably know why. Because we'll be starting a new game this week, once we finish Xenoblade. That being said, that doesn't mean I'm going to rush through Xenoblade, because I took a little look-see to see how much we actually had left. Turns out it's still a bit more than I expected. So we'll easily have 2 sessions. We're not gonna rush it through. We're not gonna rush to the ending this session. So I'm gonna still take my time with things. But yeah, there's some good stuff coming soon, which I hope everyone's looking forward to. Hope everyone's weekend was good too. Oh shit, it's the 1st of March, I forgot about that. Shit, it's... Oh god, we're in spring already. Oh man. Oh, time goes fast when you get older. I don't like that. I don't like that in the slightest. I'm doing my sheets and kind of broke my gate while doing it. Nice, good job. How are you planning on handling Future Connected? I actually mentioned that a couple times, but I will mention it again, just because I know not everyone was there when I mentioned it. We won't be doing Future Connected immediately. I will be at least giving a little bit of time before we do Future Connected. I know it's not as long as Xenoblade, but considering it's like the start of like a separate story almost, I want at least a little bit of time before we do Future Connected. So it will get done though. Not like I'm not gonna make it last like 6 months like with what happened last time when I say this. No. Like I've got a pretty good idea of when I'm gonna do it. So yeah, shouldn't hopefully take too much time. Why is February so weird? I don't know. Somewhere along the lines, someone just decided this month's gonna have less. Why this month? Why is it the 2nd month of the year that has less? I'm pretty sure there's a reason for it. I can't remember what it is. It was... Knowing history, it was probably some Roman guy. It was probably some Roman guy who just looked at this one month and went, yes, this one's gonna have less, even though I think... wait, was February even around before the Gregorian calendar? I don't even remember. I honest to God don't remember. Yo, Autobot, how's it going? I was wondering if it was going to be after Strikers. Possibly, actually. Possibly after Strikers. I got a very... I don't have it actually written out yet, but I got a very sort of... I don't want to say rigid, but like... I got a bunch of things in my mind, which are going to be sort of leading from one to another. And hopefully, it should all end up going pretty well, if my plan works out. So we'll be able to go from one game straight to a next game, which comes out, and then that game to another game when that comes out, hopefully. So I'm kind of hoping that it all works out. If it doesn't, that's fine. June and July got added to the Roman calendar. I remember that because Tumblr taught me at the that's the dude who did that got stabbed. Cool. I mean, I know August was a thing because Emperor Augustus, I think it was. I remember hearing that Augustus made his month 31 days because he just wanted it to have more days than June and July, which I'm pretty sure July was based off of Julius Caesar. I think, maybe. Yeah, Julius Caesar got stabbed, so yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I'm only working on Persona 5 Strikers. I don't know what I will be playing after that. I'm still going to be sticking to my rule of only 2 games in terms of story progress. But hopefully, that should not cause any problems. Considering how efficiently we went through Xenoblade, I don't have any qualms about... And since I'm also doing 5 days a week as opposed to 4, we'll be able to get through things slightly more, quicker. So... yeah, honestly, I'm not, like, too fussed or worried about it. I can respect the amount of pettiness. Well, you know, when you're an emperor, you know, you can kind of get away with doing stuff like that, especially in Rome, I should say. You know what sucks? What happens if you're born a leap year? Because that would suck. When you're born a leap year on the 29th of February, from what I understand, you just basically choose either the 28th or the 1st of March, and then you decide which one's going to be your birthday that year. As far as I can remember, I think I used to know someone who was born on the 29th of February, and that's how they dealt with it. So, yeah. Anyway, we are just going to cut the intro a little bit short because we got plenty of stuff to get through, and it also started raining, which I guess I'm going to call ominous for what's going to happen this session, because we are going to the Mechonis Core, and there's just some shit that's about to go down. But of course, got to show you my progress. I have re-equipped everyone, and hopefully I'll be able to get some better weapons for them. But I've redone all of their armor, so it's way more efficient, and I think I can actually... wait, do I have any more gloves that I can give to... No, I do not. Okay, never mind. I am sorry, I'm sorry, Sharla. And of course, I also re-equipped everyone with different gear. I actually went with a custom thing for Fiora, because I actually don't have that much for her still yet, in terms of, like, actual, you know, being able to change things, and the things that I do have kind of suck, I'm not gonna lie. So I kind of went with, like, a custom variation for her. That being said, we're now on the Orion type, which looks really freaky. Especially if you put the hair on the girls. Like, here's Sharla without the Orion type headpiece. Decided to go full Fifth Element with it. And the same also happens with Melio, although slightly different. She goes, like, yeah, she gets, like, this weird sort of, like, head cap thing. It's super weird. So I decided to go with something else which still has a nice color to it. She also goes very orange. I don't know, I guess orange looks semi-decent on her. I also completely forgot, is there any... yeah, that's got orange on it. You can have that. I completely forgot to change her weapon as well. I also forgot to change Ryan's weapon. Is there anything big and green? I have a few things that are big and green, actually. Yeah, you know what? You get the anti-Mechon driver. There you go. That's big and green. You also got big horns. I think I did it for... yes, I did it for Dumban. I gave Sharla a massive fucking gun. And I forgot to do it for Ricky as well. Do we have anything that's color coordinated? Yeah, that's a little bit color coordinated. Yeah, sure, you get that. But yeah, reject Hyentia, return to Monkey. It's not even Monkey though. It's not even full Monkey. Ryan's wearing shoulder donuts? I think it's supposed to be... just take a look at Ryan. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a reference, maybe, to those, like, those ancient, like, you know, when, you know you have those Japanese... when they have those massive, like, rope bows that they have on, like, Charlene months or whatever. I don't even remember who wears them, but like, I think it's supposed to be a reference to those. Because, or maybe not, I don't know. These aren't like the only horns going on as well, so I think it might be a reference to that. So, yeah. Shrouds? Yeah, maybe shrouds? Possibly. Right. The other thing we need to take a look at is over here, because one of the other big things I did off camera is I got a bunch of people to move in. So there's a few more people in Colony 6, including Nick, including N. Argentus, and her papa, Don Argentus, and there was also, I believe... Nope, you were already there. Where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. Minana! A maid to Berry Jammy, who I was able to also recruit. So, yeah, a few more people that I was able to get because I got my housing all the way to max level. Which is kind of funny, because Special is actually really behind now, which is actually, well, I can't even get that stuff yet, which is also kind of why I want to do story progress, because it's somewhat related. Anyway, that is everything. That is everything. I haven't done any more trials. I've re-equipped everyone, so everyone's got all of their gems and stuff figured out. So, yeah, we're going to do big story progress today. So I hope everyone's ready, because we are gonna go. You all set to go? We're heading to the Metropolis core. You better be ready. You're really ready to head off. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, heavenly deities tended to have those to signify their divinity. Well, when I think of divine creatures, I definitely think of Rhine.
Do my eyes deceive me? The Metropolis is moving.
Yeah, buddy, it's been moving for like the past few days.
You better not drop me. You let me go, and you'll be doing sit-ups for the rest of your life. Yes, Colonel.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for that recruit. Waluigi is unkillable. Good old Square Stash. Feels weird that Xenoblade is almost over. It's always super weird when you get to an RPG's near end, because you actually got to the point where you're like more than halfway through an RPG, which is weird in itself.
Linnea!
I am sorry. For Lady Mayneth's will to be realized, I had no choice but to use your body. Even so...
Actually, I'm grateful. Thanks to this body, I got to see Shulk and the others again.
Where is Lady Mayneth now?
Shall I call her? She is usually asleep. Maybe she just doesn't want to disturb me. It's an unusual feeling. 2 hearts in one body. It's not every day you get to experience something like this.
I see. That is a great relief.
If I had to be honest, I don't think split personality is something that I would want to get accustomed to. Just saying.
It's as if I can see into our heart. We each know what the other's thinking, but it's strange. It feels like there's a part of my heart that's hidden. It's the part that holds Mayneth's feelings, and I can't see them. Maybe it's only natural. Everyone has 1 or 2 secrets, right? But I know how much she cares about this world. That's why I'm happy to let her use my body.
Fiora, I think Lady Mayneth is glad that she met you.
Yeah, I know.
Well, sentimental moment over. Time for action. not so bad as a fuck ton of lasers. If you just fill the sky full of them, eventually they will hit.
Shulk, good news from His Highness. The Allied force retreated in time. Casualties were kept to a minimum.
Glad to hear it.
That's great news.
All areas are being prepared for evacuation. We can only hope they make it.
We won't let them down. This is one fight we can't afford to lose.
Get up on Ricky, all set! Ricky found some heads! We'll go with you. Can't beat strength in numbers.
Really?
Does that mean you're actually gonna fight?
You're a tough old-timer.
What's this? The old fossil wants to tag along. As long as you don't slow us down.
Let's see who makes it through the battle.
Time to rock indeed. This party's getting crazy. Let's rock. We can commence the Death Star run, Jesus. You got your photon torpedoes ready. Great shot, Nicole. That was 1 in a million. Nah, I don't think we're gonna get any sun back up this time.
Here. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Anytime.
Leave it to heal upon Ricky.
Hey, Shulk. What is it this time? Stop worrying and come on.
The Monado isn't at full strength. I don't know if it can beat Egil.
You talking about that Apocrypha whatchamacallit thing? Don't worry. He's no match for all of us together.
At least the previous encounter allowed us to gauge how he fights. We won't make the same mistakes again.
The core is directly linked to the Apocrypha Generator. Destroy the generator, and the Apocrypha field will deactivate, allowing Shulk's Monado to function properly again.
Now you tell us. I wish you'd said something earlier.
Yeah, that would have been convenient to know, you know?
Looks like you'll get your wish.
Something's not right.
What?
Egil. He called me Zanza. The same Zanza who devastated Mechonis. What did he mean?
He was just trying to get to you.
I told you before, right? I haven't had any visions lately.
Yeah?
But I still know, if I concentrate, I feel like something will happen, and it does.
Are you saying you don't need a vision to know what comes next? Pull the other one.
Ryan, you're going to scratch your head with your right hand.
I mean, he was kind of doing it already while you were saying that, but, like, you know, still, whoa.
What are you on about, Shulk? Stop playing around. Oh. But how did you do that?
I can't work it out. Ever since we came to Mechonis, my abilities have been changing. Why would that happen? If it's true that Zanza used the Monado to lay waste to Mechonis, then is it right for me to use it? Is what I'm trying to do really the right thing?
Shulk!
God, we can't start having a conscience now.
Shulk!
Or a mental breakdown, apparently.
What's wrong?
It's happening to him too. Shulk, hold on.
Oh no, it's his conscience. It is screaming really loudly.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm fine now.
Man.
Your control of the Monado has always been flawless. It never crossed my mind that this would happen to you too. Are you sure you're okay?
Perhaps you are suffering this much because you put all your energy into fighting the effect of the Apocrypha.
Ain't you learnt yet, Shulk? How many times do I have to tell you? If something's up, you've got to spit it out, man. I ain't just talking about visions. I mean, whatever's on your mind. All right?
Sorry, Ryan.
Don't go apologizing. It's my fault for not noticing. Let's get one thing straight. I've still got your back.
Thanks. No.
Huh?
Prepare to die. Shulk. No. Zanza.
This wasn't caused by the Apocrypha. It's a completely different kind of power.
Shulk.
What's happening to me?
I know I should be glad we made it this far, but if we don't find the Apocrypha Generator soon...
Exactly. The fight against Egil's not going to be easy with the Monado in its current state. And we don't know what kind of toll it'll take on Shulk's body. We have to destroy that generator.
It's up ahead.
Shulk?
There's a strong energy coming from up ahead. That has to be it.
Really?
Yes.
Then this is it. Egil's gonna be scrap metal when I'm through with him.
Man, the party just went through, like, 7 different emotions in the matter of those, like, 5 minutes. Also, hey, we made it to the ventilation conduct. Good job. Also, we have one quest that we need to do here. Just the one. That is actually a kind of an important one, if I remember correctly. It's also... I think it's actually located on Junks. Yeah, it's in Junks. Okay, that's a cute party you got there. Yeah. Honestly, in terms of the Affinity Chart, Fiora's actually doing pretty well. The only one that she's currently only green with is Ricky. So, we're gonna still work on that. If we get Fiora from green to blue with Ricky, then that means we'll have everyone at blue, which would be pretty nice. By the way, you say, are we still gonna be... we are still doing Like a Dragon where you recording and putting it on YouTube, right? Yes. Yes, we're still gonna be doing that method. You seem really talkative. From Vinea, that there's a weapon production around here. Machine? I think that's a machine. Do you know what came to mind when I heard that? Oh, please, tell me more. Stop pretending you don't know what I'm getting at. You can make a weapon, an extraordinarily strong one. The materials are all ready. Just take them to the machine, and you can make a weapon for Fiora. A new weapon will come in handy. Are you interested? You're so considerate. Thank you for keeping me in mind. It's okay, no need to thank me. It's the least I could do. Random Jump staff member. Use the weapon creation machine in the control tower of the central factory. I know you'll like the new weapon. Be careful how you go. Alright. Timed quest. We need to make sure that we do it. That's still the only one we've got. And also the Pursuit of Love, which I can now actually complete. Alright. That being said, we also still got some map stuff that we need to do in this area, because we're not going to come back here after we do this. I'm just going to say, yo, Kulamon, what's up? This quest sucks since we can't skip travel. That's fine. We can walk. Plus, I actually put a movement speed boost on Fiora, so it should be going a little bit quicker. By a little bit, I mean, like, I think it was like 20%. So it's actually quite a boost. But yeah, the reason I'm doing Like a Dragon with the same method is because, well, I want to upload content to the YouTube channel. I don't really want it to just be... Like, I really don't want it to just be, basically just a dumping ground for VODs. What I'm really hoping for is the ability to focus on the new stuff that I want to create. Hopefully I can start the next thing this month, which I think I already know what I'm going to do next. Not going to spoil what it is, but yeah, I need to find time to actually do it. But yeah, it's going pretty well, playing Xenoblade. Very far through the game at this point. But yeah, we're just doing a bunch of story stuff, and I'm just talking about some of my other plans for other things I'm doing. But yo, hope you're doing well, Kulamon. I'm sure you'll like it here. We got a pretty nice community. Alright, let's get this weapon sorted out. Just kind of sucks how you came to the part. Like, don't get me wrong, the scope and scale of this place is still incredibly impressive. Also, that's a huge fan. God, the internal cooling of the Mechonis must be utter hell. Like... absolutely just blasting air through this sucker in order to keep it cool with all of its machinery. I'm pretty sure there aren't any... I'm pretty sure that there aren't any landmarks or anything over here, but I see an item. This game looks cool, dang. I mean, it is super cool. It's a remaster of the Wii game, and they did a phenomenal job with updating it. Yeah, it's something different, although I might want to make a command for those. Oh yeah, no, I've already got the idea for the command, so don't worry. I've already thought of that. But yeah, I will say this is like super end game, so because what's my file at? Actually, I'm gonna check. One sec. We're at 96 hours, so we're super far in. So I will say, if you don't want spoilers, then 96 hours? Wait, what? Yeah, it's a long game. It's a long JRPG, so it's kind of amazing you guys have stuck around with it for so long. Also, holy shit, okay, you know what? That other area sucks compared to this area. Okay, now this is impressive size and scope. Oh! Is that... I think that's actually where we came in from. If we look over there. Yeah, I think over there is like where we came in from, and then that's where we worked our way up, and then... I'm wondering if that down there is the city? Nah, the city must be up there. Maybe. Trying to get the scale of this area. Scale of this area correct. Engine Narafa is in the head. Okay, right. So yeah, that elevator would lead all the way up to the city then. Okay. Got it. Mental map established. Also, yeah, this area is still pretty huge. That being said, okay, that's where we need to go to for this quest. I have to go all the way down there, huh? Okay. I think... Did Dumban... Yes! Dumban just got his Prudence skill tree all the way up. Sweet! Restores HP when dealing critical hit. And also, Shulk is done. He has done every single one of his trees that we have available to him. So... I guess now, yeah, I just picked the intuition tree because that's agility, and agility is stupid busted. I don't know how you can establish any sort of mental map. I only know where up is because things fall the other way. Let's just say I am privy to, like, playing games like Resident Evil, where the mental map energy that you need for that game is pretty strong, as well as some other games. So you kind of, or at least in my case, I kind of got an idea of, like, how I should be. God, I have to actually go all the way down there, huh? I kind of have a pretty good idea on how to establish a mental map. Fun fact for anyone who wants to play RPGs or horror games that require maps, you should work on exterior collisions. It's up and around. God damn it, I wasn't paying. I say pay attention to your map, and then I completely ignore the map and almost go the wrong way. But yeah, no, exterior collisions is one of the best ways to keep an idea of where you've been. So basically the idea is, it's kind of similar to a hedge maze, and that is, if you just stick to a wall and follow that wall, you will always find the end of a hedge maze. Every time, without fail. It may take longer than just trying to guess your way, but you will eventually get to the end of the hedge maze. Because of the way that, you know, because of the way that it wraps around itself. And that works for exterior collisions in video games too. If you just hug a wall, and then just go around, then you will eventually cover every single area. It's why whenever I'm working a map, I typically try to go to a... go to the edges. Oh, actually, while we're here, I just remembered the other thing I could do is fight that unique monster in that area. I'll do that on the way back once I got Fiora's new weapon. Gotta make sure I don't forget. Honestly, it also just helps to have a map, you know? Honestly, it honestly just helps to have a map that you can reference. That works too, you know? Just a bog standard map that you can fill in. I also blame Metroidvanias for that kind of, like, need to just look at the map every 5 seconds to know where I am. Okay. Come on, take your sweet ass time, why don't you? I should start making more sound effect noises. Clearly that's the way to charm anyone. Just start doing every single sound effect. And while we're goofing around, Egil destroyed the Bionis. The end. He's not gonna destroy the Bionis. Might genocide a few races, but you know, they probably had it coming. Clunk, 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 wow, 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 wow. Exactly. Budget sound effects. How has someone not made... Someone must have made a video game where that happens, you know? Someone must have made a video game where it's just the entire sound effects are just people making noises. Also, Warblades. Sweet. And this is where I find out that they're worse than... no, they're still pretty good. That being said, I will have to get rid of something. I'll keep double attack, and I'll keep... attack plus. Cool. What do I even look... Wait, hang on, one sec. What do I even look like? Wait, did I seriously not get... Wow, I seriously don't even get a new... I guess I don't. I don't even get a new appearance. I just get the stats. Well, that's sad. It sounds like something I've seen before now to walk all the way back. Hey, at least we'll get to fight a unique monster on the way back, which is at least kind of neat. That's at least one benefit for going all the way down. Also, see you later, Ricky and Shala! Oh. Fine, I guess you can come along if you really want to, you know. It's just, you know. I guess you could come. Can't get rid of them that easily. Hey, look, you know what? I was doing side stuff earlier where they were jumping off. They were jumping off of, like, bridges and into water like it was going out of style. The amount of times they actually straight up murdered themselves was ridiculous. Thankfully, the game is smart enough to realize when that happens that they should just teleport directly next to you. Also, come on, freaking slowpokes. I know you can teleport, but it doesn't give you the excuse to be super slow. Just ignore the fact that I have a gem on me that makes me zoom way faster than all of them. Something about this game makes me hungry, BRB. Are you sure that just isn't me? Don't I just make you hungry? I'm not sure how hungry you could be when it's just a bunch of metal on the screen. Anyway. No, that's the other H word. Oh. Well, okay then.
Come on, we can do it.
Speaking of H words, it's time to what's a synonym word for destroy that begins with H? I don't know any. Hurt? Yeah, it's time to hurt this machine? Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. That being said, maybe actually going in with Shulk would have been a better idea. Well, whatever, it's fine. Fiora, Ricky, and Shala got this. The new crew.
Thank you.
That being said, I think... I should have probably checked if I actually had Mechonis damaging weapons. I think Ricky does. I'm not sure if Shala does. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Also, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think I'm just straight up dead. Well then. Cool. Yeah, I might have to get Shulk in on this, just so we can buff the party. Because, yep, big Mechonis creatures still hurt. Oh, and Ricky's dazed. Cool. Awesome. No, Fiora, I told you to go away. Run! Flee! And there goes Ricky. I'm just gonna hide behind here and everything's going to be okay. Actually, surprisingly was. Okay, right, let's, Right, let's try that again. This time with the actual good team. Does Devil Cannon... No, I guess it doesn't. Okay, we'll put on the machine. We'll put on the Machina rifle so you can actually do something, Shala. Embarrass yourself. Okay, now that I can actually buff myself so I don't die immediately, maybe we'll actually have a bit more, maybe we'll actually have a bit more, of a chance. There we go. we go. Stop attacking Shulk, if you would be so kind. I can also just use all of my abilities because I'm not going to topple this thing if I try. Okay, also, ow! Thank you, Ricky. I think it'll actually be better if I don't use it immediately. I thought that said black materia for a second, and I was like, Sephiroth? Okay, let's also buff everyone again. There we go. Of course you have to get your bloody attack in before. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Good job, Ricky. Draw that aggro. And now he's, of course, going to me because I do the most damage. Just keep everyone stocked up, Shulk. Jesus Christ, you really have it out for me, don't you? Oh, okay. I don't even know what hit Sharla. I'm not going to lie. I don't even know what hit her. Charlotte, help me. Or Ricky, help me. Someone help me. Yeah, there we go, there we go, there we go. Encourage Ricky. There we go. I've now reached max affinity with Charlotte. Dope. It's only actually gonna matter if I can make it. Nice. Nice vision. I can literally do nothing. I mean, I guess I could have speed someone else so that they could, you know, not get affected, but whatever, you know? Where's that meteor? Also, yes, I know that move is an AoE, but still, I didn't want to affect it too badly. Okay, right. Ricky, if you could heal us, that would be great. Okay, or just... Okay, or you could just completely miss Sharla. That works too. There we go, there we go, there we go. Armor up. Jesus Christ, this... Goddamn Mechon, really? Okay, God! Charlotte, could you please stop dying? Do that. Oh, this is gonna be rotate. Right, I need to do that. And Charlotte, if you could heal everyone, that would be great. And... I'm also going to Purge to stop it generating its aura. Then we're going to heal Ricky. And then Ricky is going to be dazed all the way over there. Jesus, poor Shulk. Just had a mental breakdown. Holy shit, you stole a lot of experience. Okay, let me just... Do that. Okay, alright. Okay, we should be fine, as long as nothing crazy out of nowhere happens. Ha! Okay. There we go. Good job, everybody. Please give me... Oh, if you have a thing that I need to get from you, I really hope that I don't need to do it. Shit. It has its aura up. Yeah, well, you know what? I took it back down. Now I could actually explore over here with reckless abandon. Not that I know if there's anything actually worthwhile over here, but it's worth checking out regardless. And there was absolutely nothing here. Unless there's like a location or a landmark that I am completely missing, which I don't think there is. So... You know what? It gave us some affinity coins, so I'll take it. What do I get from you? Increases lethal when HP is at half. Yeah, you know what? I'm good. You know what, Charlotte? I'm good. That being said, can you equip anything from Shulk, which is actually useful? Successfully completed quests award more XP. Yes, you can. Alright, and back to the Fiora. Shulk at this point is basically who I whip out if I just want to have a problem solver, you know? He's the character I go to where it's like, alright, there's a big problem, cool. Time to get this problem sorted. He's the best party member gameplay-wise. I mean, he's just so versatile with the Monado, you know? It gets the job done. You can't deny that. Also...
It's just as I thought. The Monado feels the same as it did before the Apocrypha took effect. No. It feels even more powerful. The Bionis Monado and this Monado, they have to be connected. Somehow.
Because you aren't here. Not anymore.
Why am I remembering that dream? Why now? Without the power, I can't stop Egil. I have to concentrate. All I have to think about is how to stop the Mechonis. If the Monado does bring about the end, then I know what to do.
Shulk, are you in a monologuing again?
What were you thinking about?
Nothing.
So... it's like that, is it?
Really, it's nothing.
Listen, Shulk. If it's too hard for you to handle on your own, talk to me. Huh?
Fiora...
You can tell any of the others as well. We're all here for you. Don't forget that.
You're right. You're here for me.
Of course. And don't overdo it, okay? We all saw what happened. Is your arm okay?
Yeah, it's not bad. I'll live.
Oi! You two! Is something up?
No! It's nothing. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Shulk. You can...
I hate to see it happen. Oof. That's rough, buddy. Right in the Kokoro. Her heart ain't going doty-doty no more.
This... machine... is this...
Yes. The Apocrypha Generator.
Yeah, let's trash the thing. We take this out and it's plain sailing for Shulk.
It should be. It is a miracle that you have been able to use the Monado at all.
Hear that?
Are you really all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Vinaya, we need to find Egil.
The control core is directly above. It is not far.
Wait! It's moving!
No! We're too late!
You mean?
The Mechonis functions have been restored!
No, it can't be!
Yes. You puny pests are too late.
How the fuck did you know that we were there?
He's gone and done it. Huh? The Mechonis has struck. Not good. I think it must have hit somewhere on Bionis.
No.
Move out! Don't forget, we've still got a job to do.
Right. What?
Damn. See you, Mac. Good luck with your drawing, at the very least. Oh, of course it's got a self-defense system. I mean, it's not a surprise. Still annoying as hell, though. Alright. What is it with self-defense systems in anime, in JRPGs? They're always floating sphere things. Every time, without fail. Sometimes they're floating sphere things that have a bunch of other smaller floating sphere things around them. And they always do their job perfectly, unless they're on your side, in which case they always go wrong. I want to find the person that writes a fictional story with a self-defense system for the good guys, where it works perfectly and nothing goes wrong. That's the self-defense system I want to have written. Also, can you stop toppling me, please? Zap, 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 zap. Alright. Oh god. Would you stop toppling? Ricky, can you do your job being the tank and actually draw aggro, please? That would be great. That being said, at least we could topple the fucker. Alright. There we go. Probably shouldn't do this just in case anything goes horribly wrong. That being said, time to do this with reckless abandon. And pew 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 pew. Ah, nice. Good job, Fiora. Good job, best girl. Maybe because it's easy to model them and animate them, plus they look alien enough. Yeah, true.
Chew on that, Apoc or whatever. We did it, Shulk. Shulk? Oi! Whoa.
What's happened to the Monado?
Is that a Monado in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me, Shulk? Jesus.
It must have changed just as the generator was destroyed. It's amazing.
Now we're talking. Next up, Egil.
Can you go on?
Me? I'm alright. Come on, we have to stop Egil.
Back on track. Just like I said, the kid'll come through.
Naturally. Everything is falling into place.
You can say that again.
Since when did you two get so buddy-buddy?
As long as we remain within the margins of fate. I know not how things will proceed from this point.
Shulk learns a new art, Cyclone! Which, of course, we are going to check out, because I cannot remember what it does. Monado arts, Cyclone! Monado's power attacks enemies all around its wielder. AoE, got it. It is... Enemies... Okay, it also sends enemies into a topple that are suffering from break. Got it. Understood. And we're going to level that sucker up. And completely neglect all of his other abilities. Alright, so you two gonna hold the fort?
Hello.
We will be here. This is your fight now. Conduct it as you see fit. We will talk again when it is over.
Hey there.
You look like you mean business. I know you lot can handle it. Off you go then. Stop that idol once and for all. I think I will. I'll also take a look at my skill trees. Because Ricky just leveled up. Also... Gonna do this. Here we go. Actually, maybe even... trying to think. In terms of their art setup, I feel like this would make more sense. So, Melia, you do have... That is the wrong one. There we go. You do have... Yes, you do have water, so at the very least you can do some healing if need be. I want to see if we can go forward without Sharla with the healing. I always forget Cyclone is a thing half the time. Me, Elvis, and Dixon.
So, you worms have finally arrived.
Egil! Stop the Mechonis! There has to be a way for us to live in peace! There's no reason for us to fight! You must stop this now!
My reasons are clear, and truer than yours.
What's that?
Look, it's Bionis.
May the roar of the Mechonis be the wrath of my people.
Man, this isn't even a fair fight, you know.
Huh? How many do you think died in that attack? Hundreds? Maybe thousands?
Egil, you'll regret this!
Brother! Stop this! You'll destroy the Bionis! Let us put an end to our torment!
It ends when I say it ends!
And VR has come so far. Yo, what's up, Quasar?
You must realize, that is not Lady Maynard's wish. That's why she left us her legacy, our whole world!
Pure nonsense. That thing lurking within the Homs girl is no longer our god. This world no longer has a need for gods.
Egil! Stop it!
Face me, Shulk, successor of Xanza. I'll crush the Bionis and spread its ashes across the world.
On spring break, finally have time to watch. Nice. Which means you get to see us take on this absolute unit of a mech. Right. Let's give this a shot then, shall we? Alright, let's start this off with nice with an enchant. Get our buffs going. It's probably going to be a bit hard to get directional attacks, not going to lie. That being said, that's fine. I can deal. He said as long as Ricky and Melia keep the buffs going, then we should be good. Let's go! Come on, Joel, let's just keep it going. Keep those cancels going. Already got a chain attack ready as well. Okay. In fact, I'm even going to put an armor on us just to make sure. Just so that we can keep up the attack. Oh, that was actually good timing. Well, this is a vision and a half. Infinity damage. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, this is fine, video game. Just give us 120 seconds until utter complete world devastation. No pressure. No pressure in the slightest. Don't worry about it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. God damn it. We can make it all the way. You know, Ricky, there was a energy device right here that you could have targeted, and you just chose not to. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. One down. Ricky's taking care of that one. He's actually doing a super good job at it as well. And I'm pretty sure I will have no problems with this one. Yeah! Just give me a little bit longer. One sec. Okay, there we go. What a great Titan you've got when it can be taken down by taking down 3 of its tiny little energy reactors. What an amazing Titan! Alright. Let me also get rid of that strength buff. It's mine now. No, that's just 8 damage on his size. Good job, team! Why is it taking Egil so long? First slash was pretty swift. He was really tired after that first slash, you know? It really took a lot out of him.
Incredible.
Whoa.
How could this happen? Do it. Kill him. Kill him.
That voice. Who is that?
Strike him down.
I will. I'll kill him. 1,000 times.
Yes, finish him. End it. It is what you want.
Yes, I want to.
Why, thank you, random voice in my head, for telling me what I want.
For Fiora. For the Emperor. For my home!
You must find your Monado. Are you ready?
Are you feeling hungry, eh? Chew on this, scrap for brain.
Kill a Homs to beat us.
Egil.
I once wished only to break the circle of suffering.
Until I've
He
scrapped each
but it
and
blood
every one of you!
Maynard, the villagers, everyone loved you. Every person.
Yes.
That is why they wished to live alongside
End
you.
it. The weight
It's all
is
so
what you
clear.
want.
To Maynard and to me.
No! This isn't what I want!
Shulk! No! Brother!
Why didn't you do it? Killing me would have saved your world.
I've forgotten all about that.
Forgotten about it?
I realized that we both share the same pain. Egil, I don't have any reason to kill you.
Even if you do not, I still do.
I know. But I won't do it.
If you do not kill me now, my blade will annihilate every last one of your people. Even then...
I can't kill you, but I can stop your blade. And I'll do it. Over and over again until... we understand each other. Okay?
You have used the Monado well. But do you honestly believe you are its master?
Also, thank you for not taking me out while I was sitting there for like a good solid 30 seconds thinking over killing you. That was a true bro move.
Mechonis and Bionis once lived in harmony. They coexisted in peace, without hatred or strife.
Egil, why do you think we were born?
Ah, philosophy. Alas, I'm not very good at answering such questions.
Have you
That's how I react when I get asked that question. Ah!
Beyond this
Thinking.
Beyond this world? Lady Mayneth once said that aside from the Bionis and the Mechonis, this world is filled with nothing but boundless ocean.
But what lies beyond that? We are still young and unable to leave the Bionis or the Mechonis. Say goodbye to our creators, our world. But one day our descendants will. They will leave this place and depart for new worlds, worlds we have never imagined, by strength of their will alone.
Leave this place? That is something I have never considered. However, it would be a truly amazing sight.
Egil, I wish to see that the people of Bionis and the people of Mechonis live in peace and harmony and take care of one another. I wish this for the future of our descendants.
Yes, I too desire this, Arglas. Everybody shared the belief that the prosperity of our two worlds would continue for all eternity. It would have done, were it not for the Monado. The Monado refused to permit the existence of the Mechonis. Or rather, the existence of anything but itself. And one day, it took control of my friend, Arglas. And he became Zanza. It was Arglas, possessed by Zanza, who directed his sword at Mechonis.
I don't understand. Does being controlled by the Monado mean you will eventually become Zanza?
The Monado is Zanza. Zanza is the Monado. The two are one and the same. In order to perpetuate the existence of his soul, Zanza inhabits beings of Bionis. But you appear to be different.
What do you mean?
I can see it. How well you retained a sense of self. Perhaps you can break the curse of Zanza. And was that not precisely our wish, Lady Mayneth?
I don't know much about any curse. For now, all I can do is this, Egil. We can live in peace again.
Again? I see. Yes, you're right.
Well, just forget about the hundreds of people you killed, you know? No, he isn't trying to commit genocide. Egil seems like a cool guy. Also, ow, my body.
Dixon? You shouldn't have done that, little brat.
Damn it, Dixon, why do you have to turn out to be an asshole? Ow, my entire circulatory system.
Dixon! Why? Hey, old man! Are you completely out of your mind?
Don't you kids ever shut up. I'm just doing my job, as always. Right?
Who are you?
It's you.
Yes. Now you remember. It's been a long time, hasn't it, Egil? Too long. Huh?
Zanza's disciple.
Zanza's disciple? Egil, what do you mean? Dixon, what are you?
I don't have to explain anything. As they say, seeing is believing. Now, witness it with your own eyes. The moment of Lord Zanza's return.
Shulk!
Get away from him!
No! Ah!
Zanza! I won't let you do this!
Right back at you. Toward to the hand.
Shulk! Wait, who's this guy? Zanza.
Do not be surprised. Everything in this world is dictated by the passage of fate. As all that exists is interconnected, time can flow only towards the inevitable. That is the vision of which I, the Monado, am the origin. That which will be, will be. This was all predestined. Ever since I came to reside within Shulk.
What do you mean?
Zanza grew tired from our battle. And then the High Entier ancestors trapped him. His flesh was sealed away on Prison Island. His soul, and hence the Monado, was confined to Osse Tower.
In those ruins? But what does this have to do with Shulk?
Did you forget? Who discovered those ruins? Who happened to be there? Who was the survivor we found? And who brought back that survivor?
What are you saying? You planned all this when you found Shulk?
Jackpot. It was all for this day. In fact, there was never anyone called Shulk to begin with.
What?
My soul existed inside the Monado. It was fated that I be released. It was shown to me in a vision. At last the time finally came, and then...
The people who found the Monado and freed it awoke Zanza. He sucked the lives from them, so he could live. Shulk was among them.
Shulk was already dead! That's impossible! We grew up together!
You grew up with an empty shell. He appeared to live because I became his life force. That is until he had matured as my new vessel and become worthy of wielding the Monado, allowing me to truly awaken and finally return.
Lord Zanza is the soul of the Bionis, but he still needs a living body. Just like Mayneth over there. Ha! Call that corpse a friend? Don't make me laugh.
But why use Shulk? What was it that made you select Shulk as your vessel?
There was no particular reason. Shulk merely happened to be there at the time.
There you have it. Anybody would have done. As long as they could swing a sword around, at least.
So then, Shulk's ability to use the Monado...
And those visions that he used to save us.
All because of Lord Zanza. Lord Zanza can see the passage of fate. He simply led you to the inevitable. The destruction of Colony 9. The death of that pompous old high-entier fool. And that grunt Gaddo's miserable demise. All of it.
You evil...
Yeah!
Everybody got that?
There's more. We haven't even got to the best part.
What are you gonna do, Dixon?
Don't you get it? You're just in the way. The lot of you. This world was created by Lord Zanza. By the very Bionis itself. Then you things think you can just spring up all over the place.
All life that is born from me must be returned to me eventually to complete the cycle. For me to continue my existence as before, then all must be restored to its former order.
In other words, the destruction and recreation of the world. Nothing more to it.
First, we must eliminate my greatest obstacle. You, Mayneth. The Mechonis!
And the man didn't even finish his cigar properly. Truly evil. Maybe we shouldn't have let Egil do infinite. Maybe we should have let Egil do infinite damage. Yo, Hammermetru. Dixon, I don't need to explain anything. Proceeds to explain the plot of everything leading throughout the game 10 seconds later.
Brother, stop! You're too weak!
I don't care.
It ain't a JRPG unless God is the main antagonist. Of course not!
To eliminate Zanza. As long as he lives, there can be no peace for us, or for the people of Bionis.
Ha! Then you shall cease to exist. By the wrath of my blade!
It's the Monado.
Super tricked out, Monado.
I'll show you the meaning of wrath. What?
It's finished!
Man, this would be super awkward if, like, the two of them were slightly off with their movements. Like, if Zanza clashed swords with Egil, but, like, for the Mechonis and Bionis, their swords were, like, a little bit ajar from each other, so they're just sort of awkwardly away.
Shulk could put their differences aside!
Meaningless sentiment.
Zanza! Right, now! Yeah!
How could you do this?
It is from me that all life is born. It lives only for me, and it shall be returned. So you have finally unleashed your Monado. And there was me thinking you would die with dignity.
I finally understand. The futures of our children belong to them alone. Though we are their creators, their lives are theirs to control. Even if the passage of fate is as you have decided, I will teach you the strength of their will to resist.
Oh yeah, Fiora now has a Monado? Well, Maynef. Well, because the Monado is just the idea of ether given physical form to be a weapon, so in theory you could just have loads of Monados.
Every living being but yourself. Then I choose to fight. To fight for them.
That's right. We won't let you erase everyone's futures.
Time to fight God! Level question mark, question mark, question mark. Also, this is not gonna end well for me. I can tell you that for free.
I feel like I can beat anyone. I'm not gonna lose. I'll burn everything to
You know, guys, if you want to come in and help... Okay, yeah, no, you've just bailed out. Okay, cool, awesome. Thanks, guys. This is fine. I can still do this. Ow. I still got this, don't worry.
Is that all you've got?
You know it's a hopeless fight when the background music is sad piano.
Is that all you've got?
No, I got a hell of a lot more crap. I'm a pretty stubborn bastard. Oh god, oh god. I can still fight.
Is that all you've got?
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I'm actually doing damage, which is actually kind of amazing. I am lasting... Okay, there we go. I am lasting way longer than I thought I would. Meanwhile, Egil's just kind of awkwardly looking from his cockpit.
Something wrong. Is this the height of your skill? You call yourself a god. And you talk of sharing this world with me. So that's why. The dead boy is important to you. The Homs are nothing but bacteria, clinging to my body.
They are living beings. If you cannot understand this, you have no right to call yourself a god.
And who decides that? A god? Because only a god may decide.
Yeah, but if I'm a god,
This world only needs one god.
and you're a god, and we're both gods...
You rot in that shell for all eternity.
He was cross-eyed in the original.
Fiora!
Didn't have the facial structure to do them crazy eyes.
Face me like a god.
I swear to God, say God again. Say God again! I dare you! I double dare you, motherfucker! Oh, shit.
Such a fool.
This is what I wish. This world belongs to you all. Create a world with no need for gods.
This is the passage of fate.
Oh, now he has two.
Zanza, disappear.
He's gone. And things ain't looking good for us.
Let it begin. The ceremony of destruction and recreation.
That light! What's happening now?
Vanea. I'm sorry. I
I understand. I always knew it might come to this.
Go, Vanea. Do what you must, while there is still time remaining. All hope is not lost.
No! You must come with me.
I, too, have something that I must do. The final wish, trusted to me by Lady Mayneth.
Oh, brother. Melia?
I understand your feelings. Leave it to us. We know what we must do. We will do all we can for the people of Mechonis.
Now go. Shulk can still be saved. Do not let the last glimmer of hope be extinguished.
Egil. Go in peace.
Let's go. We're leaving the Mechonis. Ryan, take care of Shulk. Got it.
Also, for what it's worth, I'm really sorry I'm about to make the job you're gonna do way more difficult, considering we really trashed you up.
Good. It still works.
Does this mean that Mumkar left for the right side? Not for the right reasons, but...
The whole place is gonna blow. We must return to Junks via the central factory.
Let's go!
Dun, what about Egil?
He'll fight Zanza to the very end. But we have our part of the bargain. Once he's gone, we're the only ones left. Let's move, everyone!
Goodbye, my brother.
Ah, yes, the guests of Vanea and Husk of Shulk. Poor Dunban lost both of his friends through betrayal. Yeah! That's a rough deal. That's a really rough deal. This officially sucks, what the hell? Once again, God's coming in and ruining everything. As they always do. Name me a single time a god has done anything useful. Except Lady Mayneth, she gets a free pass. She was pretty cool, I guess. Still better than the Gods of Zelda. I don't know, Gods of Zelda are, they kind of, like, they do somewhat, like, dickish things. Not, but, like, they never do it outwardly to, like, straight up destroy the world. Except for that one time they flooded it. That wasn't to destroy it, though. Technically, Zanza created us as an unintended good thing. Yes, and then proceeds to call us bacteria. Okay, I know that we're having to run, but I still needed to get that Sacred Panther. That was still very important to pick up. And yep, this is where I doubly check sure that I've completed everything. Yep, completion is all good. Alright, let's get the heck out of Dodge. Well, Anime Hulk Hogan betrayed us. Gods are now a thing. We got the Bionis and Mechonis trying to kill each other once more. That one guy who killed hundreds, possibly thousands of Bionis people turned over a new leaf, only to now die. Yeah, all in all, not a good day. Hey there, man! You missed some shit! Looks like it's all over. Yep, I know even though I wasn't there. I want to thank you for what you did for my son, but we have to escape here. Shall we go back to the village? Yeah, I got some shit to tell you. Like, some serious shit. Oh yeah, we always knew that gods were a thing earlier, but now we're actually, you know, around.
Even when there is no hope for you.
Just hanging out. Miko is awfully McCool about the whole thing. A+ on the pun effort.
Don't you ever give up!
Never. But hear this, Zanza. They will judge me not in life, but death.
Okay, you get your moment, but you still did loads of terrible things during your life.
For both our worlds, you must succeed. Lady Maynard.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, for a eternal battle that was passed into Legends originally, this one didn't really take that long. Mechonis got a good hit in, then Zanza came back, and then he got a good hit in, and then Mechonis died. Didn't really take an eternity this time.
The Mechonis! Egil!
Look starboard! What's that cloud?
It's Telethia!
You're not getting away!
Dixon!
Listen, it's over. Time for you all to return to the Bionis. Nice and quietly.
That's enough! Why, Dixon? What made you like this? Shulk looked up to you, respected you!
Dixon! Don't let Zanza control you! Wake up!
You can quit your belly aching. I'm in total control. I've always been like this. Ever since long before any of you lot were born.
Before we were born?
Now you get it. It's just like Egil said. I'm Lord Zanza's disciple. Dixon of the Trinity!
I'ma slash an old man up. First, a bunch of Telephi are going down. Oh, that's a lot of them. Alright. Don't worry, guys, we got this. Yeah, Trinity, don't think about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Yeah, I should have figured that there was going to be no chance in hell that there was going to be any ability to topple these creatures. Alright, let's get those auras going. I might even be able to get a back attack if I'm lucky. Come on, come on. Yes! Perfect! All things considered, I am really glad I did all those side quests before coming here. Don't worry, I'm sure there are no other layers to this. Yep, that's all of them. The duo of the Trinity, you know? The Trinity of two. That's how that works, right? Oh, shit. Son of a bitch. But then Telephi have been having the ability to freaking know what the future is. Also, I just realized that we didn't actually have a healer. Probably should have got a Melia on this. Not going to lie. That is my bad. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. And I'm binded, and I'm stuck here, and yep, everyone's dead.
You waste of space. Not so tough without Shulk, eh? Stupid beast. You should be grateful. Not everyone has a war buddy like me to lead them along. Tasted good, didn't they? The victory drinks we used to share. I'll kill you! What? Who was that? Show yourself!
Melia, are you all right?
Brother!
Callian! Dixon! He works for the Bionis! He shot Shulk in the back! Is this true? Dixon? This ends here. Your Telethia are no match for our Havres squadron. You cannot win!
Maybe you should be concentrating on your own people, instead of barking at me. Looks like you've forgotten your destiny. Right? Lorithia?
Lorithia? Are you involved in this as well?
Your Highness, your naivety is quite charming, but it is also your undoing. I had much fun playing with you and your father.
You're telling me that Chesticles was actually evil? Say it isn't so!
Ether particles
I trusted that cleavage.
Can be destroyed and reborn. What do you get if you cross high concentrations of ether with high entia?
No, you wouldn't! Lorithia!
Awaken, my darling pets!
The boot bars never lied, though. Oh, god. Hey, who wants the day to get even worse?
They are...
Telethia!
Brother! Lorithia! Let him go!
You misunderstand, child. This is the reason why high entia are born. Do not blame poor old me.
Explain yourself!
It's just like she says. The High Entia are a race created by Lord Zanza to eliminate any annoying life forms in the preparation for the rebirth of the Bionis. Their bodies contain a gene that, when the time comes, transforms them into Telethia.
It can't be. Say it isn't so.
Melia, it is true. That is why you are our only hope.
Brother?
Whatever. We won't be needing a half-breed like you anyway. I mean, if you don't turn into a Telethia, it just means you're gonna get crushed by one. That's the only
Hey Jen, you came at a good time.
Rise up, pets. Do my bidding. Kill your lovely sister.
Yo, amazing look, thank you for the follow. You're just in time for sadness. Hope Silent Hill 4 The Room is going very well. Unfortunately, I'm not showing up because I've yet to play Silent Hill 4 The Room. Yeah, but, oh yeah, basically, a lot of shit's happened.
Just hold on! I'll find a way to save you!
Melia! So
No, I literally rated Jen like 5 seconds. Oh, nice.
placed such a heavy burden on you.
Don't say such things, brother!
But at least I can.
I feel like a joint now. Me pass from one streamer to the next.
Of our people. The burden meant for you.
Would you believe that Xanza wasn't the upstanding citizen we thought he was?
These moments.
Surprisingly, yes, I can believe that. But hey, Rex, how's it going? So, just to keep count for everyone. Schultz's somewhat father figure was actually evil the entire time. We've now got the god of the Monado, who is now running about. Melia's brother is about to self-sacrifice himself.
Are in your hands. Yours and Shulk's.
Telethia! Destroy him!
Huh, spoilers, goodbye. Oh, shit. See ya, dude.
I got it.
Don't think about what I said too much.
Damn him!
Oh, cool. One of 2 spoilers I was unfortunately already aware of. Yeah, we're in late game, by the way, so... Just a slight warning. Yeah, just a measly almost 100 hours in, you know? Oh, I see why Ash didn't want to raise him. It's still appreciated, Jen. How can you know he could final explosion? It was in his genes. He just knew. To be fair, you could probably come to the conclusion that if you, like, absorbed a lot of ether, you could probably do a massive ether explosion.
So I'm...
Surely there's no reason this old guy on Prison Island is locked on an island called Prison Island by his own people.
What was the purpose of my life?
I feel like the hint was it was called a prison. That seemed like a very good first hint. Hey guys, you know what prisons are usually not used for? Holding people that are good. We were very revenge crazy at the time. This is true. But Cameron, Sonic was sent to Prison Island. Yeah, like I said, all of the evil people go to prison. Did I stutter?
It was Zanza. All along. Everything I did was... Do you want to say
pointless.
We're now just in time for Shulk having a mental breakdown over the fact his life was a lie.
Nobody else can decide that.
Also, hey Alvis, what are you doing in space?
Only you.
Can have a breakdown if he's dead. That's where you're wrong. If you try hard enough, you can have a breakdown anywhere.
Shulk.
You telling me people in hell don't have breakdowns? I'm pretty sure they have loads of breakdowns every day.
Cole made you a wonderful new weapon. Since you lost your Monado, I mean.
At least we get a sick new sword.
It uses the latest Machina technology. Use it when you wake up. Then, let's all go on living.
If you try hard enough, you can have a breakdown anywhere. Cam is with the inspirational quotes today. Along with don't trust that cleavage.
Refugees to Colony 6. Thankfully, the Mekon did us a favor by fortifying it for us. It should hold out for a while.
It's ironic. We want to escape Zanza, but we can't leave his body, the Bionis.
Well, this is our home.
Princess, I have to know. Should we be worried about the evacuated Hyentia?
I cannot be sure, but I believe not. All those who survived are part Homs like me.
Understood.
If they ever do transform, I will be among them. If that time comes, you know what to do.
Are you sure?
Everyone is obliged to accept their fate.
No way!
Ryan says no way to genocide.
There's no way Callian would leave the fate of the Hyentia to you if that was gonna happen.
Precisely. And Milia, if we are to survive, we must fight Zanza and the Telethia. It may not be the case with all of them, but a large number of Telethia were once Hyentia. Your subjects and your brethren.
I am prepared for that. Even if it means harming my brethren, it is for the protection of the survivors. That is the final wish of my father and brother. I will fight to free the soul stolen by Zanza.
You're a fighter, Melia. We will need all your strength in the fight ahead.
And here comes Fiora to saunter in.
He's going to make it. His wound has closed. I think Mainith used the last of her power to protect him.
So he's okay?
Well, physically, yes. Mentally,
Linada is tending to him now. Fiora?
He won't wake up. It's like his consciousness has sunk to the bottom of a cold, dark lake. I keep saying his name, but he doesn't respond.
That's called depression, Fiora.
Zanza's gonna pay for this.
What if the Telethia attack?
Then we'll have to fight without Shulk. That's why we've strengthened our defenses.
That weapon I made should come in handy as well.
We're backed into a corner, but we'll give it all we've got.
Can your resistance truly achieve anything?
What do you mean by that, Alvis?
Exactly what I said. We were all born of the Bionis, of Zanza. It is Zanza's will that the Telethia return us to the body from whence we came. Whether we die of old age or in battle, we all eventually return to the Bionis. We cannot escape this fate. Am I wrong?
You've got it backwards, man. Just because he thinks it doesn't make it so. We decide whether to keep living or not.
I agree. Even though he's our creator, that doesn't afford him the right to take our lives on a whim.
But that is the thinking of a Homs. He is a god. Such morals cannot apply to gods.
So you think we should just shut up and die?
If that is the fate decided by a god.
Never took you to be a religious man, Alvis.
You are mistaken if you think we will simply accept such a fate and wait to die.
We'll never stop fighting. Not till the end.
To Zanza, the outcome is the same. Thus, your logic is flawed.
It ain't the outcome that's important. It's the will to fight back.
Even if you die in vain.
Alvis! Whose side are you on? You scared or something? Frightened of a few Telethia?
Stop this. There's no point fighting amongst ourselves.
Fiora.
Sorry. I need to go and get some air.
How does one kill God? By hitting him really, really hard. Anyway, it's time for the Melia show, featuring Melia. Hey guys, Melia got her screen time! Hey guys! Cue the happy music! Yeah! This is what you wanted, right? The Melia time! Okay, right. Real talk. Is there any... I'm guessing, these quests I don't have to take right now, right?
Hello.
I don't think you... I've been looking at you. Glad I found you. Take care of the High Entio fled to the refugee camp. However, we have a cause for concern. Not enough provisions to go around. A problem. But we don't need to find more provisions for us. Not really. We need to get back to the stock toward... Okay, right, yeah. This is stuff that I can do later. Yes, we shall get to this later. Don't worry, I will do your quest, just not right now. I am busy right now. Alright, have fun in Spoiler Town, my dude. I'ma head out, that's fair. If you ever get around to this game, I am sorry for the major plot spoilers. Did you notice what I said about where you can only do, what I could only do right now? There's a unit dialogue thing if you talk to Shulk at night right now. Okay. Got it. I shall do that. It is time for Melia to third wheel harder than she's third wheeled ever before. Also, by the way, do any of you two have anything? Yes. Yes, you do. We can now finally get the upgrades for Fiora's, arts, which I so desperately needed.
Hello.
And one for you, and one for you, and one for you, and one for you, and one for you. Perfect. Cool. Alright. Hey, Shulk. Shulk, why do you... Bernard's is looking. I must stop staring. God damn it. Was I a little bit too late? One sec. There we go. What's Bernard doing? Is she resting? Shulk, please wake up soon. How long do you want to sleep? Let's get up. The world needs you. I need you. We all need you. At midnight specifically. Hear me, but can you please stay with me a little longer? Shulk, since I first met you, it is as if my life has been turned upside down. It has been an unending chain of anxiety, worry, and sadness. I've experienced much pain, father's death, losing my people. Just thinking about it, it is difficult to hold back the tears. I wanted to grieve for everything lost, but I did not. Because I still have hope in you. You have kept me strong. You, Shala, Ricky, everyone. You have all stood by me and given me so much strength. I cannot even begin to put my gratitude into words. I do not think you have noticed. Out of everyone, you have given the most for me. It is even because of you that I feel the way I do now. That I have given you nothing in return. Shulk, what can I do for you? What was I trying to do? No, 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 no. This is terrible. You'll be disappointed to see me like this. Shulk is always honest with everyone. I must not misunderstand that. If that is Shulk's strength, I must not take advantage of it. I must succumb to... Cannot stand equally with Shulk. I can only protect the happiness for which Shulk wishes. That is all. Next time, I will try to protect the people important to Shulk. So, Melia just tried to pull off Shinji. Huh. Let's just not think about that for too long, shall we? Essence of third wheel. Tempted, but resisted it. Yeah, Nopon are super cute, aren't they? Yeah, let's focus on that instead. Let's focus on how cute the Nopon are. It's cool, I already spoiled myself via oversea rabbit holes years ago. That is fair. The Nopon also did drugs. They also maybe did the drugs. That feeling when you increase your affinity with someone while they're in a comatose state. Oh, man. Hey guys, if you ever want to increase your friendship with me, all you have to do is get me into a coma and just think about doing things with me in my comatose body, apparently. That's how it works. Is it time for girl talk?
Fiora, are you alright?
Guess I wasn't hiding it well. I didn't want to worry anyone.
It must be difficult living with that body.
I'm getting more and more used to it. But people still look at me funny. Oh, it's not that bad. It feels pretty comfortable, actually. I don't need to worry about food or anything like that.
I see.
This body, the energy from the chest component made it work. It turned out to be a Monado. Such a strange feeling.
A Monado? Was that the Monado that Zanza took from Maynith? Will your body cease to function?
I'll be fine for now. There's still some stored energy left.
But then what?
Melia, if I ever... Please take care of Shulk.
Don't talk like that. How can you ask me such a thing?
Melia, you gotta take this. She's giving you the blessing to tap that. This is the best chance you ever get.
I'm sorry.
There's no need to apologize.
You're right. Thank you, Melia.
So Melia gonna die again? I think you mean Fiora.
If Shulk awakes, will you tell him?
No. He worries too much anyway.
He does worry. It's just like him.
Actually, I'm already dead. I have been since the Mechon attacked.
Fiora.
But I'm happy now. This body has given me the chance to live. Maybe I don't have much time left, but at least I can be with Shulk for a little while longer.
Do you feel that strongly for him?
I did mean Fiora, but Melia has died inside a couple times.
Yes. That's why I'll fight on and help him in any way I can. Let's get back. Everyone will start worrying.
Yes, you are right.
And Melia, can you keep it secret from the others?
You do not want them to worry. I admire your strength.
Maybe I'll tell him. But only when the time is right.
I won't say a word.
Preferably before you die, though. Like, Be a real dick move if you did it while you died.
I'm nothing compared to her.
A siren!
Fiora, let's hurry back.
Okay.
Anyway, go talk over. Time for, yeah, danger. Danger Will Robinson. I mean, it would be difficult to say anything after she died. I mean, yeah, true. Also, thank you for reminding me to save my game. This is actually a good point to do it. Oh boy. Melia gets it real rough. The thing is, I don't even dislike Melia. I really like Melia. She's just not my personal best girl, that's all. Like, whenever I, you know, made fun of Melia, I want everyone to know whenever I say the third wheel jokes, a part of me dies inside. It's like, haha, it's funny, it's super sad as well. Who's your best girl? Oh, Fiora. Because she lived, bitch. Well, also other reasons, but still.
That siren. Is that...
If we're talking about Xenoblade 1, that is. I have yet to come to the conclusion with Xenoblade X, or Xenoblade Chronicles X, or Xenoblade 2.
I'm going too.
But Shulk needs you.
I know, but I can't just stay here. What if something happened to you? What would I tell Shulk when he wakes up?
Fiora, are you sure?
Look, it's him!
Oh, god damn it, you just love showing up when it's most least convenient, huh?
That's right. Glad to see me. Shut up! Looks like that high-end tier's big bro died for nothing. Oh, don't be like that. You'll meet him soon enough. You might even be reborn if you return to Lord Zanza. Who knows? He might be your boyfriend next life.
You will not mock the memory of my brother!
You lot don't know when you're beaten. Why don't you just give up?
Confirmed, Dixon finds incest hilarious. Meanwhile, in the Mind Dimension...
In order to perpetuate their existence, Zanza and Mayneth must use a being they created as a physical host. They cannot exist forever as mere souls. This world was created so that they may continue to exist. It is for this reason that its existence and future is in their hands. This is the passage of fate, and your visions. People live and die at the mercy of Zanza. And through this, Zanza maintains the existence of this world.
Our destruction was always inevitable. Everything we did was meaningless.
Are you certain? It was his will to revive you and use you as a host. Taking the Monado from Mayneth, doing with the world as he wishes. Everything was as he decided. But why is it that Zanza now wishes to destroy you? What is the need for this?
That's because...
He in fact has no choice but to do it. If he does not, he risks his entire existence.
And we're the source of that risk. But why?
It is a marvel to exist outside the passage of fate. The lives created by Zanza and Mayneth inevitably attempt to escape the passage of fate. This signifies the beginning of their destruction. Mayneth accepted this and entrusted the future of this world to you. Many times, your visions have allowed you to change the passage of fate. You saved the lives of those destined to die.
I couldn't save everyone.
Nothing that exists is perfect. It is a sad truth, but you can learn from it and begin the journey on a new path. Not Zanza's path, but one that you forge yourselves.
Our own path.
So, decide, Shulk. Will you walk the path laid out by Zanza, or will you walk a new path? The Monado awaits you.
You know it's a Xeno game when you have at least one really long exposition
the
dump.
Predetermined path, I wouldn't have come this far. Even with the odds stacked against us, even though I can't see the future, I'll keep walking. My own path, that I decide. Fiora, Rhine, Dunvan, Sharla, Melia, Ricky. We all feel the same.
Well then, you must defy fate to succeed. Succeed and follow a new path.
Alvis, are you?
You already know. You know what I am, and what you must do.
It is my most sincere wish that Elvis get bonked on the head by a space rock. Nah, those are plot rocks. Those plot rocks means that they will never hit anyone during an important conversation. Those rocks will never reach the truth. Alright, God Experience, Jesus. I think out of all the Xeno games, this one's probably the lightest on the, like, plot dumping and unskippable cutscenes-ing.
Ricky never lose. Ricky protect Colony 6.
Right. We can't let them get any further.
Nothing will ever beat Xenosaga in that regard.
Oh yeah.
What was the record for Xenosaga? I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of, like... 2 hours of just pure cutscene. And it was so long that you had a save point in between the, like, first hour mark and the second hour mark. Or something ridiculous like that. It was something really ridiculous. Alright, let's do this, Melia. Get the regenerate up. Get that wind up. Everybody focus. Alright, we got this. What do you mean 2 hours? I meant that there's a cutscene in Xenosaga which is 2 hours long. 2 hours before you're able to play anything. I think it used to have the world record for the longest cutscene. I don't think it does anymore. I think something has it beat. That's, yeah, no, that is legit a whole film. It's kind of hilarious.
Don't mess up.
I know! Yeah, well played.
Not gentle enough.
Xenoblade is a special place, you know, when it comes to video games. I think Metal Gear Solid 4 is the record holder now. Really? No, I don't think so. I don't think that... I know which cutscene you're talking about. I don't think that one reaches 2 hours. It gets up there, but I don't think it's 2 hours long.
We're dead meat without the Monado!
Get away from him! Forget about the Monado, kids.
Who gave this child a gun again?
If Ryan's got time to sound off, we must be doing okay.
We are doing okay.
Ryan is correct. Perhaps we relied too much on the Monado and Shulk.
Right. We've chosen to fight the Bionis. We have to manage on our own.
Look at them struggle. If they can't even handle a few Telethia, how do they expect to defeat me?
This is not the end.
This child on the gun. I looked it up. Metal Gear 4 has the record for the single longest cutscene at 71 minutes. That's for a single cutscene. I'm talking like a amalgamation of cutscenes though, with like a save point in between, because I think Xenoblade is still up there.
Overdid it. Fiora.
I'm okay. I can still fight.
Why are you bothering to try and cover it up? Go on, just a minute.
See, the thing is, I really like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Look out!
Loads of dino beasts.
I also really like that cutscene. It's just a bit long, is
As
all.
though everything is going as Sansa planned. But our hearts and minds, they still hold the will to seize our own destiny. No matter how hard you try to break us, the future is ours to shape, Dixon. Always!
When will you learn you have no future? Face it! Your destiny is to die here!
Hey, yo, man, fuck Destiny. Oh man, I'm so glad I could be a cool guy for my re-entrance.
Damn, kid. So you're still alive. Attack! Destroy them! Ah!
What? That was awesome! Sorry for worrying you all.
Shulk. Welcome back.
Fiora. Little brat.
That's bullshit, Dixon said.
Now. Time for me to get my hands dirty.
Shulk, look out!
Huh?
Oi, kid. It's about time for your final lesson.
Dixon.
Show me what you've got. You think you've got the power to oppose Lord Zanza? Let's see how you do against me.
Oh, I figured out a pretty good chance. Alright, let's get this party started. Shulk, you're the main man. We gotta test out your new weapon. Dumban, you're gonna be in there, and... yeah, this is about all we need. I think we're good. Let's get to work. Even though I don't have the Monado, I got my Monado! Because my Monado is better than your Monado. I find it funny at this point, there were 3 Monados that are now in existence. Just out of nowhere. We got Shulk's Monado, we got Zanza's Monado, and then we have Maynef's Monado, who is now, which is now owned by Zanza. Just triple-wheeled 3 Monados, it's fine now. Also, all things considered, Dixon, I expected more.
That brat. How could he read my movements? What the hell's going on?
Shulk! How'd you do it? I could see it. The future. I don't have the Monado, but it came to me, Ryan. From within.
Nice one! Looks like we're back in business. Bunch of ingrates. Oi! Stop hiding and get yourself out here. I don't appreciate being left to do all the hard work. Alvis?
What? It can't be. Alvis! Not you too!
Yeah, another one of Lord Zanza's faithful. One of the Trinity.
No! How can he be one of them? Alvis!
Damn it, Matt.
the
Damn it,
only reason you
Alvis.
served under
You
my
spoke to me in my mind space.
Oi! Say something! Shulk! Leave it. It doesn't matter what he is. That doesn't change anything at all. Does it? Alvis?
Yes, precisely. You must find your own path to the future.
The Telethia! He's...
So you're just another one of Zanza's lapdogs.
Get ready,
Alvis just
everyone.
wanted friends. Well, he's got plenty of friends.
As you wish.
They just don't speak that much.
Let us see that will to survive.
Alright, I'm gonna kill you. Well, your Telethia at the very least. That being said, I don't think I need to purge anything, at least not yet. There's a part where I have to make sure I really don't die, otherwise it'd be super embarrassing. Yeah, you know what? In fact, might as well just use an armor. Slashy, slashy. There we go, that should do some good damage. And okay, actually didn't go into the next one. Good. You could tell me that chatbot wrote this script and I'd buy it. It's not that bad. It's just very JRPG-y. It's very written with a JRPG mindset in mind. Which isn't a bad thing, mind you. It's just, it's got very specific writing you just gotta be used to. Such as, my friends are my power.
That all you got? Not so tough without your pet, are ya? I'll show you the will to survive!
Meddling kids.
I have seen your will to fight. It is time to decide. What do you say? Does this world belong to you, or to Zanza? Well...
Either way's good with me. But I wonder what Zanza would say about it.
He desires the same. And he sees everything. As you see, Shulk.
It's like he says.
Get back here!
Meddling kids and their little Ricky
You
too.
understand?
Don't you, Shulk?
Yeah. You can bet on it.
We'll be waiting.
We'll be on our best behavior.
And we will be the best guests you ever had.
Ah, that's quite a good comeback. I'm impressed.
Took me a whole good 3 seconds to think of it.
I'm trembling. Me. Stupid, meddling kid. After all these years, I never thought the day would come when I would feel fear.
Honestly didn't like the last section of this game story-wise. I feel like the biggest problem is it throws a lot of stuff at you at once. And I think a lot of that's due to the fact they ran out of time on a lot of things. I don't think it's bad.
Dunban, have you seen Fiora?
It's just a lot.
I have. She said she was going out to get some air. I don't think she went far.
Thanks. I'll take a look. Fiora, here you are.
Oh, Shulk.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's so peaceful. It's hard to believe that we defeated a horde of Telethia just minutes ago.
Zanza wants to finish us all, so he can make the vision he's had come true. We're in the calm before the storm.
They'll be back, won't they? The Telethia. To remove us all from this world.
I won't let that happen. Whatever the future holds, we can never give in. Not to Zanza. No, not even to our destiny.
I wonder why Alvis said what he did.
Which part?
Does this world belong to us or to Zanza? Why would he side with Zanza? Power? Or maybe he wants to live forever.
Who knows? But I don't think his motives are that simple. I'm sure Alvis has some kind of plan. Otherwise, why would he speak to me in my dreams?
He spoke to you in your dreams?
That's another reason why I have to find Zanza. I have to find out why.
You and me both. I must fulfill Mayneth's wish. Shulk? You wanted to speak to me about something.
Oh, that's right. Lenada's looking for you. She wants to examine you. She's back at Junk's.
Oh. Hey, can you go ahead? I'll go and see Lenada in a minute. I need a few minutes to myself.
Okay, no problem. Take your time.
Thank you. What can I do? If I go to see Leonarda, she'll find out what's happening to my body. I need to come up with a good excuse. Oh, please, let me be with Shulk just a little bit longer.
Might be a good moment to tell Shulk that you're, you know, dying? Nah, gotta keep it going a little bit longer.
I just know it.
Dixon must be there as well.
Yes, and Alvis too.
That's all good, but how do we get to them? If they're inside the Bionis, we're gonna need to dig a pretty big hole.
How long will it take? Ricky get old soon.
It just so happens I have the answer. On the Bionis chest is a massive hole that leads inside. It's the wound made by Egil's final attack.
Then that means...
Yes. While the Allied force keeps the Telethia busy, you can sneak inside that wound and take out Zanza.
We will take Junk's. Let my father know when you are ready to depart.
Yeah, time to knock some heads.
Ricky never lose. For Ricky family, Ricky win.
We must show this god our unyielding will to survive.
The suffering of my people will not be in vain. The crimes against our friends will not go unpunished.
Shulk!
Ready. We go to the Bionis chest.
Not quite the speech that everyone else had, Fiora, but good attempt.
We will free our world from Zanza's curse.
I'm bad I'm going out and make sure the Fiora. That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay. Very important question. So, from what I remember... So, here's the deal. First off, we got Dunban up to 4th Affinity, which is super cool. We need to still get Fiora, at least with Shulk. I'm going to have to do a little bit of grinding if I want to get some affinities up higher. Which, obviously, Fiora's got the biggest hurdle when it comes to that. But that'll be stuff that I worry about in my own time. Question. Is this point of no return? Because if so... Not yet. Okay. Because here's the deal. I need to get special up to level 4. And, real talk, I need to go inside the Bionis if I want to do that. So... It might actually be worth going a little bit further with story so I can get that open. Because there's some in Bionis stuff. That was so much plot. Oh, don't worry, we're going to do more. That being said... We'll hold off on the side quests for the time being. And I am going to definitely save. There we go. So yeah, we're actually going to go a little bit further. Because we got some shit to do. But the side questing will happen. There are still side quests I want to do before we end, so... That was a lot of plot very quickly, though. Also, welcome to the Bionis interior. Please take care not to accidentally step in the ether goo.
It's the inside of the Bionis.
It looks quite different from when we entered via the marsh.
The Bionis is regaining its biological functions.
Must be because Zanza woke it up.
Then we find Zanza and stop him.
I also believe there's a part in Telethia Cave that we can... I believe there's a part in Telethia Cave that we can also go to. Which has now unearthed itself. Point of no return is until Prison Island 2. Okay, good.
Hello.
Also, hello, Vanilla. Is the replica Monado to your satisfaction? There is something I have not yet told you. There are 5 other prototypes in addition to the replica I gave you. 5? I could make them if you had time and the necessary materials. What do you think? Would you like to make them? Oh, I would absolutely love to make them. They are prototypes and may be somewhat difficult to wield. But if they're used correctly, but once mastered, they are truly formidable weapons indeed. Replica Monado 2, Replica Monado 3, Replica Monado 4, and Replica Monado 5. Yeah, there's a couple areas that have changed. But for now, we're going to continue with the Bionis' core so that I can explore it as much as possible so I can, of course, do my grinding in it. You can't make half of them unless you overlevel. Yeah, I know. I'd at least make a few of them, though. Like I said, I've already mentioned that we're not going to be doing everything because it's almost impossible to. At least on New Game, unless you do, like, a shit ton of grinding.
Good luck, everyone.
So, I am fully aware of that. That being said, doesn't mean that I can still... Doesn't mean that I can't still try and do as much as possible, you know? Also, these creatures look super cool. I forgot how nice it is to be in an area where we don't have to fight Mechon again. Like, we fought Mechon for a while. Do that. Yeah, I will continue, actually. Might even be able to finish him off if I'm lucky. Yeah, here we go. Keep it going. Nice.
That's right, Dumban. That was great, guys.
I don't think I ever actually made the replica Monado. I think when I got to this point in the game, I pretty much just, like, straight shotted towards the end. Which, I'm of course not going to do this time. Oh, hello. Freaking large Celia. Man, this remake of Osmosis Drones and Drix is super weird. Also, that's the first time I've actually tried out the Cyclone attack. Optimal endgame levels for the first round around 77 to 79 in my opinion. Yeah, that sounds about right. Also, there we go. Also, that looks... Man, this really is the remake of Osmosis Jones and Drix. They made that shit into a cartoon. I don't know how they've gone away with making that into a cartoon. Like, the actual movie, from what I remember, is actually pretty gross. From what I remember. Yeah, we'll just go do this. There we go. I remember that cartoon. Yeah, the cartoon was, like, super weird. Like, I found the actual design of, like, the human body city actually somewhat, like, inspired, actually. Like, I actually thought it was kind of cool. Still super weird, though. Might as well pick up these deposits while we're going forward. There's a bunch of enemies in this area. That was a pretty good cartoon. Yeah, it was okay. There's, like, very, very specific scenes that I remember from it. Like, very specific. I specifically remember the episode where, I think, what was it? Like, Osmosis Jones got accidentally thrown, because, what was it? It was, so in the film, it was, he was in, freaking, oh god, what's the actor's name? Why am I forgetting his name? Bill Murray. In Bill Murray's body. That's what he was. But then, for the cartoon, they changed it, because Bill Murray in the movie was, like, really gross, and they were like, well, we can't have him be in Bill Murray's body, because that was really lame. So they put him in a boy called Christian, I think it was. And then there was an episode, I remember that, because there was specifically an episode where he accidentally gets sneezed out, and he enters the body of Christine. Which is like his, like, love interest or sister, one of the two. Hopefully not both at the same time. The movie was just called Osmosis Drones. There was an episode where they explained how Osmosis Drone ends up in the kid's body. Really?
You look well, Your Highness.
That voice. It's Lorithia. Show yourself.
Look at that. The heart of the Bionis. The pulsating life of Lord Zanza.
You know, it's probably because of perspective. We're not actually that close yet, but I expected it to be bigger.
Quit your yapping and show yourself.
I await Your Highness here. There is something I wish to show you. Your friends are welcome to join you. That is, if they survive.
I'm gonna punch her right in the tit.
Lorithia, what are you planning?
Sweet meatball.
Forget her for now. We must push on to the heart.
All right.
I think that in the pilot, Osmosis leaves Frank's body and goes over to the young boys. Wait, then how does Drix, like, is Drix, like, then gets transported over? Because they become partners again, right? So how does that work? Unless it's a different version, because he's from the, you know, the, like the paracetamol or Anodin or whatever the hell version of the drug that they took from the movie is. Well, time to go exploring. This place looks super visually cool though, but, like, I don't dislike the Mechonis in terms of its visual design, but you have a lot of it for a long time, so when you finally get to this, I just think it's a really nice change of pace, you know? Like, I really appreciate the change. Eventually we'll actually get Bricky up to blue. I would really much like that before the end of the session. Ozzy and Dritz, while chasing a virus in Billy Murray's body, gets sucked up by a mosquito, which then transfers them into the kid's body. Okay, right, there we go. That kind of sucks for them. They just leave behind. I mean, they don't really have family. I'm not sure if I could call them family because, well, I mean, I guess it's a family of cells, but yeah, they just kind of just, you know, just, I guess, go away, you know, and then leave everyone behind. It's kind of messed up now that I think about it. But yeah, I at least found the like I was saying, at least the actual inside of the world. I remember that. The only reason I remember that film is kind of bad. But the reason I actually somewhat remember it is because of the fact that it was visually interesting and kind of created what they did, you know? So, I at least appreciate that. I'll give credit where it's due. Credit where credit is due. Still find that kind of funny though, but they had to actually come up for a reason so that they could basically just completely reset. There was a lot of weird, like, there was a lot of weird movie cartoons that came out around that period. I'm wondering if it was because they were all from the same, like, studio. Because I remember there one being for The Mummy. I remember there being one for Kangaroo Jack, of all things. And, like, I would not be surprised if there was another one that I'm forgetting right now. Like, that was a weird period for, like, basically, yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna make a cartoon off of this movie franchise that did not so great. Except for The Mummy. The Mummy did great. I remember The Mummy one being decent. Well, for The Mummy, you don't even have to, like, because for The Mummy, it's kind of like, it writes itself. Just have Brendan Fraser sound alike and friends going on adventures finding ancient artifacts across, artifacts across the world. Like, that kind of writes itself, you know? Oh, Jackie Chan Adventures was a treat. That wasn't even based off a, you know, a film. That was just Jackie Chan. No, Jackie Chan Adventures was actually the shit. Because, oh god, what was it? It was... I can't remember what the first season was based on. I can't remember what the magical MacGuffins they collected in the first season. I remember the second season because the second season is when they had the masks, and those masks were dope because they had like different powers. I didn't mind Jade either. I didn't mind Jade either. Kids WB. Yeah, Kids WB. It must have been Warner Brothers that did all of those cartoons. Because it's definitely Warner Brothers that owns... It's definitely Warner Brothers that owns the Mummy? I think? I think I got that correct. I think it's Warner Brothers that owns the Mummy. The first season. That's right, it was Talismans. Also, Jesus, video game, did you have to, like, think there for a second? You know what? I want to add something. Any kids cartoon which was about, whether it be Jackie Chan or the freaking Shaolin Warriors going to get mystical items with cool effects, they were all good. Shaolin Showdown was the shit. I loved Shaolin Showdown. I never watched the sequel series that came out with it because I heard nothing but bad things, which is really sad. Because from what I understand, they really dumbed it down. I think I mentioned that before. I think I talked about it before, very briefly. Shaolin Showdown was good, even if the ending was kind of... Yeah, like, it was... I think it was one of those situations where the show was on the verge of being cancelled, so they had to really rush the ending, which really sucks because they had a bunch of stuff that they set up. It's kind of like the problem that Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of was able to avoid, because from what I understand, Avatar was also one of those shows which was just always on the cusp of being cancelled.
I know I can. We did it.
I'm back. Shaolin Showdown summoned me. Yeah, we're just talking about how Shaolin Showdown was the shit.
But we mustn't be careless.
Avatar? Yeah, I mean... Just have to look at The Legend of Korra to know how that show was treated. I'm glad Raimundo was the leader. Well, Raimundo got the most character development out of all of them.
We can do it.
He went through a full-on arc, you know, from being a shit to thinking doing the right thing, and then like not, you know, relying on teammates, and then when Oh shit! Oh god! I'm gonna get all this wrong. Shit! What was it called? It was the Heart of Mahjong, which summoned the ancient demon. I think that was called. What was it? Laojian? Shit! I have to remember. I have to remember like ancient mumbo jumbo from a kids show from like 10 years ago. Because it was it was Wuya, who was the first villain, with freaking Jack Spice. And it was the Heart of was it Mahjong or Laojian? Something like that. Which summoned the demon, which was like not the big bad, but like the big threat, so to speak. Heart of Jean, that's what it was. And then Chase Yun, who was fucking hot, came in and became the big bad. Also, Victorious Gross. That is a name and a half. Clay is my role model. Clay was super cool. Well, all of them were cool. Kimiko. I mean, Omi was kind of like the most, like, he was okay. I mean, he was okay, but he was just kind of like the, you know, the, not the, I don't want to say the most boring, but like, he started with that entire, you know, he started there, and then he ended there. when it comes to, you know, the world. I found it more interesting to see the characters that were not used to the whole, you know, setup getting involved. I would like to point out the direct shot right there. The demon was Mala Mala Jean, thank you. That's what it was. Omi was the most classic of the characters, so he was pretty predictable. Yeah, you know. He was, I mean, he was raised as a Shaolin, so he was the character who was used to everything, you know? And his whole thing was learning to accept people from the outside, you know, from a completely different era. Not era, from a very different place. Also, are you kidding me? I literally just defeated it, so it's fine, but that's annoying. Oh. Okay, well that worked out surprisingly well. Cool. Good job, me. Jet Spicer was hilarious to me. Yeah, Jet Spicer was fine. He was, you know, he was the comedy villain. I don't even remember what happened to him in the end. Yeah, I got killed by some fallen treasure, sadly. Victory Crossroads, Terminal Vein. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say I shouldn't fall into the ether goo below, so I am not going to. Here's the area where we went through Satol Marsh, which we can now actually, now that we can actually, like, meet up with, which is super cool. And also, now we can do the Bionis Interior, which we had for this entire, like, playthrough, which we can now finally do. Man, I know there's a bunch of good, like, I know it's, like, bias, nostalgia bias, but, like, man, there's just not been any cartoons recently that has really grabbed me, you know? Which is kind of sad, because I know there's a lot of good ones. Like, I feel like one of the big problems is a lot of cartoons nowadays, apart from a few exceptions, which I do know exist, a lot of them are too scared to go super detailed or super in-depth with their story, or even with their art, like, be a bit more, you know, realistic, like, stuff like Avatar, or, I don't know, Thundercats, like, the reboots, you know, because that's more expensive, and it takes more resources, and, like, doing action scenes, and blah, blah, blah. They want, like, a lot of studios want stuff, like, simple, like Adventure Time. And don't get me wrong, I understand Adventure Time gets really in-depth with its, you know, with its themes, but I'm more talking about, like, how it presents itself artistically. It's still a very simple show with simple characters in terms of design. I mean, not in terms of, like, substance. And I think that's kind of a little bit sad.
Is everybody ready?
Blue Exorcist? Oh no, I'm talking about cartoons, not anime. Anime is an entirely different beast on itself. No, anime goes as detailed as much as it wants to. I miss Codename. I miss Codename Kids Next Door. That was my shit also. There was a few cartoons that were my shit. What am I talking about? Okay, Ricky, if you could get up and actually help me, that would be great. Yeah, I'm gonna get taken down in a sec. Unless Ricky takes the aggro. Like, right now. Or heals me, that works too. More animated stuff is like, is likely to scared to get cancelled, so most stuff goes safe. Yeah, I think it's just a shame because... You know, I'm not the first when it's like come to stuff like, oh hey, remember, you know, Teen Titans, and then, you know, the new show of Teen Titans. Oh shit, they're asleep. Will they? Okay, thank God. Finally got to blue with Ricky. Thank God. But like, yeah, like Teen Titans, when they went to Teen Titans Go, and how people were not happy with that. And then with Thundercats, it happened to also, which then also got a really simple show after it got cancelled. And when I say simple, I mean in terms of like, you know, visual presentation. I'm certain it's happened to other things as well. Let me warn Ricky. Okay. But yeah, it's just a shame. Oh my God, would you stop putting us to sleep? Well, apparently Dumbo was able to get his full special off, so that's pretty cool at the very least. Doop. There we go, days. Why did I die? I don't think I saw a spike. Unless I was blind. You know, if I could push you off the edge right now, I would be fine with that. Oh, Ricky's about to get it real bad. There we go. Heal. At least he won't die immediately, which would be nice. Hey, and he was able to get the heal off twice, which is also super nice. Okay. I swear to God, if this... I swear to God, if this treasure chest falls off the edge... If yes, then he had Spike. If not, down. I still remember that episode where the base went full yandere for number 1. Yeah. Like I said, I do know there are good shows. I do know that there are good, you know, there are still good cartoon shows that exist. Like, there are a couple out there that I know I feel like I would enjoy. You know, that was Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls was the shit. And thankfully, the creators of that show knew to, like, end it before it went on too long. Trying to remember what else. Phineas and Ferb. When I was around. I know a lot of people like Steven Universe. I never really got into it. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. We Free Bears. I know there's a ton out there. There's a bunch of old stuff I really want to watch as well. I really want to watch the old Batman animated series. Because I keep on hearing amazing things about it, and how it's amazing, and I feel like I would really enjoy it, especially with its art style and dark gothic presentation. So I feel like I should just watch it, you know? The best Batman media that ever came out in the last 20, 30 years. It's the old Batman series on HBO Max. I have no idea, and even then, I'm not sure if that would be the same case for the UK, because all of those, what they provide is different per region. So even if it's available in America, that does not guarantee it'll be available in the UK. I don't even know how they aired it in the UK originally, even if they did, you know? Batman the Animated Series? Yeah. It came out in, like, the 90s, I want to say. There was, like, 4 seasons, if I remember correctly.
Is everybody ready?
Make it a swift victory.
vaguely remember some episodes of Batman animated, and that stuff was great. Yeah. I've only heard it from other people that really like it. I remember, like, people discussing how Season 4 just goes really nuts with its art style all of a sudden. Yes, it is on HBO Max. I know because I'm currently rewatching it. Wow, that's timing. But yeah, it's super cool. I'm not much of a comic book. I mean, it's kind of weird because I know more about comics than the average person, but I don't read comic books. But then again, I know a bit more than I should because of people I know. So I'm a bit more exposed to that kind of side of things. And the video games. I played a lot of the, I played a lot of, and watched a lot of, like, the Marvel and DC video games, like the Batman Arkham series, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, and some of the legacy behind those games, you know? I want to rewatch Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, because that got on HBO Max not too long ago, but I'm watching my one TV show from Prime, so it's going to be after that. That's fair. You've been really good at sticking to, like, your guns and going, like, I am going to do this, and it will be the one thing that I do, and then once that's done, move on to the next thing. I only read the comic books that my brother owns, so, but he owns a lot, so, ooh! Which comic books, just out of curiosity? I feel like, once again, I feel like comics would be one of those things I would enjoy. But like, it's kind of weird because there's lots of media stuff I would say I would really enjoy. And the only reason I haven't done it, or watched it, or whatever, is just because, well, one, time, and two, well, money also. Plus, I put so much dedication into video games, but I feel like I want to. One of my big things I really want to do, real talk, is I do a lot, you know, I play a lot of video games. Like, this is not a surprise to anyone. But, one of the things I would really like to do is, like, actually get more into other media. Not even in terms of, like, you know, covering. I don't even mean in that sense. I just mean in terms of, like, just to have a bit more to talk about. I like my movies, and, you know, I feel like it's just nice to be able to dedicate yourself towards something else for a little bit, you know? It just offers more to talk about.
Gone blurry.
Steel yourself. The fight has only just begun.
Ah, yes, the item of tap, 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 you know? I feel like that's one of my big goals, especially once I get my own place, is to be like, alright, here's a bunch of stuff that I missed out on. I got a few, like, I mean, I've shown off before, I got a few books, and I do have a few graphic novels as well. Like, one series I read up to a point was Saga. Saga is amazing, and then I just never continued, because money. Money and time, mainly. It's like the whole problem with... It's the whole problem with, what am I trying to say? It's the whole problem with, like, anime and stuff. There's just so much, you know? And there's too much. You'll never be able to consume all of it. There's just too much. So then you have to come to the decision of, alright, what am I going to focus on? Like, what do I, you know, want to focus on and, you know, put all of my attention on? Yeah, we'll do this. I'm reading one novel and one manga series. It's easy to keep one thing when you're doing. It's easy to keep doing one thing when you're at school. That's fair. Like I will fully admit, university. I had to pick my one thing, which I would be interested in, and maybe like go to the movies with friends every so often. And the thing I chose was video games. But other than that, I was pretty like for the most part, it was just focused on that and university. So I understand that completely. But I would absolutely love to be able to do more of the stuff I want to do, you know? Okay, K-dramas, I will fully admit, I will never watch. I will never, ever get into K-dramas. That's one thing I can at least be super sure of. My sister watches a lot of K-dramas. A lot of K-dramas with my mother. The miscellaneous DC/Marvel blend, plenty of Fordor, all of Asterix, and then Lobo. Landfill of Troy, plenty of Polish comics, just checked it, it's all over the place. Damn. Oh, speaking of, I need to... There we go. Hey, Fiora! I now got a bunch of stuff that I can actually equip, that I can actually, now pump your, AP into, finally. That being said, there's still a bunch of stuff that I still haven't been able to get yet. All in due time. Yeah, we're getting a lot of AP now. Okay, honestly, Shulk, I've been pumping up your Monado arts for a while, so I'm comfortable in pumping up some of your other stuff for at least until it gets to level 7. I am comfortable with that. I might as well do everyone, bro. I might as well do everyone since I'm focused on it. Do I have anything for... Don't have anything for Ricky. That's gonna be some of the other stuff I'm gonna have to focus on is finding, like, all of the skill books for these characters, for their moves that I have. Melia. Get Summon Earth up there. Also, how are we doing on skill trees? Does anyone... I don't think anyone needs to move anymore, except Fiora. And Fiora is about to be ready to move soon. Yeah, other than that, everyone's good. Ryan's about to be done, Charlotte's about to be done, Strolt's already done, Melia... Yeah, no, it's basically just, Fiora now I gotta focus on with moving the skill trees. Right, okay, before we head to the heart, which is probably where we're going to have to see Larithia. Yep. Oh, damn it, that wasn't deep enough to... Whoops! I really like only focusing on one game at a time because there's just having so many games to get confusing. I mean, I normally watch anime. I need to get back caught up with the K-drama airing on Netflix and get back to my air drama. The decision of doing one media makes me really go out to explain stuff. Nah, it makes perfect sense. I have to leave for now. Enjoy the stream, guys. Yeah, see you later, Otto. Thank you for coming on by, as always. Alright, let's try heading over here. Oh! Hello! I guess we're fighting you now. Oh, you're really strong. Oh, you're really strong. And I'm not going to be able to, topple you, which means I just gotta use all of these abilities. I mean, you say since you stream a lot of games, you do get some games you play off stream too. Yeah, true. I mean, that's still my main focus. Like, it is my main thing that I like doing. I will not, you know, I will not deny that. Jesus Christ! Okay, wow. Well then, I can safely say I did not mean for that to happen. His body was so huge, I actually couldn't... I didn't even realize I could actually swim here. Huh, go figure. Well, we're gonna die, yes, because his body was so huge, it just physically pushed me off of the bridge. Okay, right. If I'm going to fight him... Yeah, Shulk, you're gonna have to do it because you're just, yeah, as we've mentioned, you're just the best. Put on Fiora, we'll put on Ricky as well. There we go. This is the team. This is the setup. Right, I want to try that again, so I can actually go to that area that I want to go to. I'm gonna have to go... Wait. No, if I continue forward, I can jump down again. I died to the neon green goo. I got absolutely slimed indeed. But yeah, a lot of media I would love to consume. That's just what I like doing. Oh, I can hear my parents now being a little bit disappointed. Whatever. It's my life, not theirs. There we go. Okay, here we go. This is a better platform to fight you on. That being said, I am now back on the... I am now back on the place where I really don't want to be. Okay, right. Let me go on solid ground so he doesn't push me off again. That'd be great. I'm just surprised I was able to take some time off of Strikers today. It's always real nice when you can able to play the game when you can. It should be as mentioned before from someone. I do apologize, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, spring break should be starting for some people right now, which is nice. So there is at least that idea. And... Whoop. Oh god. Fiora? Fiora? You didn't fall off, did you? Oh, she totally did. Oh, she totally fell off. Okay, right, time to armor up. Oh god, where did Fiora go? Oh, where does she come back? Fiora. Wait, what? Wait, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you telling me because Fiora fell off, the game thought that I was trying to run away and it reset the fight? Oh my god. Well, that sucks. Okay, Fiora, seriously, what the fuck are you? Yeah, no, this isn't going well. Okay, right, okay, look, we need to go. Fiora needs to come back. She needs to be somewhere. Yeah, no, yeah, yo, Dark King, could you just piss off for a second? I need my waifu back. Where is she? No, seriously, where is she? Fiora! Fiora, where are you? I'm just gonna cheat. Okay, there we go. There we go. Sad thing is, spring break not getting to feel like a spring break. Yeah. For, reasons. I understand. Okay, right. He'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna go down here for the time being and get this place, placed on the map. Second one. These are really tiny lunds. Like, these are really tiny lunds. Unless this is like one layer of the lunds, which I guess that would make sense. Alright, you wanna fight so bad? Come on, let's do it. Every day is a spring break, and I technically go a week. Yeah, that's also true. I guess that is technically true. Every day is a spring break. Not the spring break we wanted, though. Alright, let me take my Wing of Light. I'll be taking that off your hands. And I'll be also taking this. Another Wing of Light, thank you. Still, go on mate, do with what you got. True, you have so few classes that most of the time it's just me and my procrastination. See, that would be the time where this would be the time where I would say something like, this would be the time where you get into something. Oh, okay, nothing you need, monster, sure. But I also procrastinate. The other big media thing that I completely forgot to mention, watching YouTube. That takes up so much of my time. Or, you know, watching streams on YouTube or whatever. That's the other big thing that I do. Or rewatching things that I've watched already before. Which, you know, super efficient. I do understand. I legit do think it'll be nice to be able to actually afford the things that I would like to do, you know? It'll be really nice. Because then I'm actually, like, it's kind of that weird thing that I mentioned where it's like, now I'm valuing the time that I'm spending doing this stuff a bit more, because now I actually have, like, a set time to do it, so that I can do it, you know? It's kind of weird. Pew 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 pew! Or I could just watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged for the umpteenth time, you know? Aye. I should restart that Batman series. The thing is, once I get started, I know I'll keep watching it. It's just getting started. It's like when I got into Hunter x Hunter. I got into Hunter x Hunter, got to a point, stopped, And then, because I got distracted by, I don't even remember what. And then I restarted, and then I went through to the entirety of the end, and I loved it. It's just getting to that point. Alright, come on, buddy. Let's try and do this properly this time, and have no party members fall off. That would be nice. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Okay, you know what? Here we go. Yeah, come to me so that you can do the fight. Or at the very least, if you get too close to the edge, I'll make them come to me. And then that should hopefully make things a bit more doable. Or a bit more manageable. Okay, let me get the armor going. Okay. For example, Ricky, come over here, please. Don't get so close to the edge. It's like trying to take care of children. Or lemmings. Lemmings' children. Oh god, oh god, oh god. It's... Ricky, stop going towards the edge, please. You're gonna give me a heart attack. It's a freaking Nopon that lives on the edge of danger. This is very much like managing children. I'm legit wondering if it's the AI trying to basically... I'm wondering if it's the AI basically trying to go to the, like, the chance spots, but because of the way the bridge is, it goes to the edge instead, and it's like, well, this is as far as I'll go. I'm legit wondering if that's what it is. Because that would probably make the most sense to me. Also... No! Okay, there he goes. God damn it. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Ricky's gone. Ricky's gone. He's down at the bottom. Man got Nopon got blasted off into oblivion. Man, this one's annoying. Man, I really don't know how to deal with this. I'm wondering... Wonder if it would be better if I do this. Honestly, just get the team that can do the job. I'm glad I have a treadmill to work out from. I got a treadmill too. Well, I don't technically have it. It's technically my mom and partner that have it, but we do have a treadmill. I haven't actually used it yet. I typically just, when I want to exercise, I take a walk around the field. I don't really know a good time to use it. It's kind of the problem with a lot of things, especially when you're living with your, you know, mother. Is the whole thing of, like, I don't really know when is the time I'm supposed to, like, do these things. At the very least, Ryan will absolutely 100% be the one getting attacked, so I can keep an eye on him. God damn, that one attack does so much bloody damage. Okay, Charlotte, please don't die. Okay. the armor going, please. Thank you. Okay, this is actually a big risk. I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to anyway, because if this works out, then we can do a shit ton of damage. Or we can only get one chain. God damn it, guys. I expected more from you. I guess our tension is very low, to be fair. There we go. There's the topple. Hey, Charla, if you want to come help us, that would be great. Thank you. Okay, Ryan, you're getting a bit too close over there, so if you could come back over here, that would be great. Thank you. I just need to defeat you like once. I just need to defeat you once, and then we're good.
Let's focus our efforts.
Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Nope, still only get one chain. Damn. Come on, come on. I want it to be really heating up. I want it to be nice and quick and clean and cool. I just want... That's all I want. Yep, there comes the topple. Charla is over there. Okay, at least she's not the focus. Still don't feel 100% confident, but you know what? Sure. You fuck. God. Charla! You came back! I'm not even gonna... Nope, you know what? No, I'm not gonna question it. I'm not gonna question it. I'm just gonna accept it. I'm just gonna accept it. It's all perfectly fine. Oh god. Oh, you are not pushing me towards the edge. No siree. I got too excited. I have no idea how that worked, and I don't care. Thank you for the heal round. Oh my god, that was super helpful. Come on. Die, you son of a bitch! Ah! God, I needed that. That worked out surprisingly well. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I think that is actually going to be a good place to end off for today, unless... oh yeah, you respawned. Yeah, I'm good. I'm actually just going to, yeah, I'm actually going to end things off here. I think this would be a good place to be our place to, be the end point for the end game going forward. Which means, next time, we're going to be focusing on getting the side stuff that is available done. I have a few things I need to get from the Bionis interior, but I at least have a couple things which I can put in right now. So, yeah. Apparently there is just a happy duck in the Bionis interior. I'm not even gonna pretend I understand why that's a thing. Also, while I'm here, I'm gonna head on over to Colony 6. Let's get special up to level 4, please. Thanking you. The duck has found its happy place. I guess so. Not quite the happy place I would have chosen, to be perfectly honest, but sure. Hey, and we got more streetlights. Nice. Oh, and the music's so happy. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me right now? There is... Alright, fine. One more quest. One more quest, and then we're done. Freaking can't believe you just come out of nowhere and then just attack our colony like this. The freaking nerve it. You sons of bitches. I'm good. Also, hey, Shulk is almost at max affinity with everyone now. Cool. Yeah, you are still going to go down, and we are still going to do this. Perfect. Alright. Before we end off, let's go beat whatever the hell this is. Oh man, that's a lot of a Telethia. That was a lot of Telethia. Very, very big Telethia. Very, very big Telethia, which is stopping big birds from living in their habitat. By the way, does the Xenoblade playthrough include DLC? I mentioned it before. I'm going to be taking a break before doing the future connected story. I will do it probably after Persona 5 Strikers. Which, Persona 5 Strikers will not be as long as Persona 5 Royal. I can tell you that for free. Like, we'll be able to get through that game in like a quarter of the time. So, but we will be doing the future connected DLC. I am not going to make this one of those times where I say, yes, I'll do the extra thing, and then never get around to it. Cough, cough, Tales of Gracie's F playthrough. I still need to do that. I'm going to do that on camera. Especially now that I've got the splitter for, I have the splitter available for, the PlayStation 3. It will look better than ever, so there is no reason for me not to do it. Yeah, Striker's about 40 to 50 hours. So, give or take, like 10 sessions, and we've already done like 3 of them. 3? 4? 4. Shit, I can't remember. How many sessions have I done?
And we're okay. Let us hurry onward.
I legit can't remember. How many sessions have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sessions. I have done 4 sessions. There we go. Did you finish the second dungeon yet, you saying Strikers? No. No, I am on the part where I have to, I am on the part where I have to do the thing with the other thing. I have to do the calling card. So no, I have not technically finished the second dungeon yet. You need more than 10 sessions? You think so? What, 10 sessions at like 4 to 5 hours each? Regardless, it doesn't matter. Like, the point is, it'll get done. It doesn't matter how many sessions it takes. It will take as long as it needs to. I will enjoy the game. I will take my time with it. I will not rush. Like I mentioned the whole, like, grand plan with all of the games and stuff, but, like, at the end of the day, if I'm, like, over by a few days or even a week, that doesn't really matter, you know? I'll be able to adjust, and even then, I just don't want to rush myself. It's not a, you know, it's not a contest to beat as many of the games as possible. Here we go. Oh, cool! I can actually climb up here. Neat. Actually, yeah, I can actually take a good look at the colony now. There's still some areas left that we got to help out, obviously. But yeah, now this looks like an actual place where you can live. Which is actually super nice. Not like you're on a tight schedule? Yeah, basically. And like I said, now I'm doing like 5 times a week, unless I'm like, you know, going to take a break or anything. Then yeah, it works out pretty well. But yeah. There we go. We did it, guys. We've breached the 100-hour mark. If I plan on doing all of the requests, I'll probably show off, like, the meaningful requests on camera. If it's, like, repeatable quests, I do that off camera. Is the decision I've come to. But yeah. That's going to be it for today. So, thank you all for coming, as always. And tomorrow, we'll be playing more Xenoblade Chronicles. Possibly even beating the game. If we do all the side quests, and then I do all of the stuff I need to do off camera, it is entirely possible that I can do the side quests, and then we'll just go straight to the end game. So, yeah, it's entirely 100% possible we'll beat it tomorrow. Or today, technically. So, get excited for that. And of course, afterwards, Yakuza Like a Dragon will start. So, with that, bid you all a good day, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever time it is for you. And I will see you guys next time. Okay. Thanks all. Bye.